Well, we are unfortunately right back here again to talk about some continued and ongoing harassment that a fellow YouTuber and streamer of mine has been having to go through. She goes by the name of Keffals. She's actually gotten into the news quite hardcore recently, and by that I mean like full-on national headlines because of the prolonged state of harassment she's been receiving, mostly from insane people on the right, mostly from transphobes, and a lot of their attacks have been extremely transphobically motivated. Is transphobically a word? Well, it is now because I said so. Anyway, Keffals recently made a video in which she came out about a situation she's been dealing with, in which the FBI, or not the FBI, the local PD of Ontario, Canada, or London, Ontario, Canada. Listen, I don't know what you Canadites have over there, but I frankly, I didn't even know that Canadian police officers had guns. I thought they had like super soakers filled with maple syrup. If I'm completely being honest with you guys, I think super soakers filled with maple syrup would probably deter me from committing a crime far more than the possibility of death by bullet would. Like, can you, like, if somebody shoots a super soaker full of syrup at you, you're done. You're like, even a little bit of it splashing on you, and you're sticky forever. You're just gonna be a sticky person for the rest of your life. I would rather die. You know what? Yeah, that's legitimately what I think Canadian police should be carrying around. Nothing but like super soakers and squirt guns filled with maple syrup. They can make it nice and runny though to get it so there's a little bit more velocity on the squirt. I don't know why I'm talking about this. Anyway, um, the very shitty behavior on the part of the swatter, of course. Swatting is the act of falsely calling in a emergency to the local police department of somebody that you have a grudge against, somebody who you are trying to fuck over, perhaps even in some cases kill. Because, and you know, you'd say, oh, this person at this address is going to do this, or I am this person at this address and I'm going to do this. Something like that. Of course, it's all bullshit, with the intent of having a SWAT team arrive at the location armed with guns to both scare and basically ruin the day of the person who was swatted, and in the worst cases, possibly even kill them. People have been killed because of swatting before. When a SWAT team goes out to a location with their guns ready, there is not even a consideration in most of their minds that this could be a prank, or that this isn't legit, or that violent, lethal force isn't necessary. They're going out there mentally preparing themselves to kill a person, if they have to. That is what the cops' mindset is when they go to deal with a potential terrorist threat, which is what these swatters painted Keffals to seem like. She, of course, did a whole video breaking this down, which I covered. The proceeds of that video went to Keffals' donations, which have like a GoFundMe, which has now raised like a lot of money, like it's over 100K now, right? Like, it's a bunch of fucking money. And I'm really hoping that is, obviously, it should be enough for her to get her life back together and get her streaming stuff and all of that replaced. Some of the stuff that the police took are not replaceable, such as the college thesis that her partner was working on. That's something that really, I don't know if money's really gonna... Listen, $100,000 and having to rewrite an entire college thesis, and I'm still fucking mad, okay? I'm still mad about rewriting an entire college thesis, even with $100,000 in my pocket, okay? I'm sorry. That's just a hurt that money can't fix. It's a hurt that money can't fix. Anyway, you know, it seems like she is recovering financially quite well, and that is very good. Some people have gone after her. By some people, I mean DGGers and Nazis and transphobes have gone after her for the amount of money that she has raised. It is very funny to me when people who make their living, much like I do, from basically begging and hoping that other people on the internet are kind enough to give us money, enough to be able to survive. It is funny to me that somebody who does that for a living would be able to make a criticism of somebody receiving voluntary donations. I don't know. It doesn't seem like, it seems like it's a very contrived criticism from people that hate Keffals, and I'm not even just talking about Destiny here. He's probably one of the biggest like pushers of this, but there have been other people that are content creators as well that have been using the she made a bunch of money in voluntary donations as like an attack against her. I don't know. The claim right now is that this is all a scam and that she is just scamming her audience. And if that is the case, then, well, way to torch an extremely profitable career before it even happens, I guess. It would be a very stupid thing to do, so I don't think that's likely, if I'm being honest. That seems like a contrived conspiracy theory made up by people that hate Keffals. Now, I no doubt I'm gonna get shit for defending her. Last time I had Keffals on my stream and I talked to her, I got shit for it. When I made my video defending her when she got swatted, initially I got shit for it. And anytime I say anything, even in passing positively about Keffals, I get shit for it. So I have no doubt that I'll get shit for this video as well. So go ahead and comment down below. I don't know, like Keffals based or something. I don't know. Just because it's gonna happen. The raid is gonna happen on this video. There's gonna be a lot of people hate commenting down below. Get out ahead of it. Comment Keffals based. And as a matter of fact, go subscribe to Keffals. Go follow her on Twitter and stuff. A lot of her Twitter engagement is just absolutely humiliating and ratioing the fuck out of popular conservatives that usually make their fun out of ratioing and humiliating small, usually trans accounts on Twitter. So she uses her popularity to, give them a taste of their own medicine. And it's really, really fun, but relies on as many people as possible participating. So go follow her on Twitter. It's really good. The people who complain about her, like, ratioing stuff are literally just ass mad because the right and the most popular conservatives on Twitter make their entire fucking career dunking on lefties and random TikTokers and ratioing them, and they're extremely politically effective at convincing people, and that's what Keffals has been doing, and she's growing like crazy. So I also don't understand the people saying that she's not achieving anything with the ratios. Go contribute to the ratios. Keffals is cool. I like her. I don't agree with everything she said or done, but broadly speaking, like, as a whole, I think Keffals is a good person, and I like her content. I think she's chill. So, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and let her speak. I know that I've gone into this with a little bit of, maybe a little bit more lighthearted than I did in the last one, but this is a stressful situation for both her and a lot of people that are, honestly, if you're a fan of Keffals and you're trans, you're probably feeling scared as well, because this is really just an extremely hyperbolic example of what trans people on the internet and just culturally broadly have to deal with every day. This is just the example of it that's most extreme and being shown the spotlight. So this isn't just scary if you're Keffals or scary if you're a Keffals fan. This is scary if you're, just a trans person, because this is like a demonstration of what the internet will do to you if you are trans and you step out of line. Very much like back in Gamergate, when feminists like Brianna Wu, spoke out about there being sexism in video games and just got death threats and swatted and literally, like, look up the shit Brianna Wu went through. Wait, is Brianna Wu trans? Somebody told me that she was. I didn't know that Brianna Wu was trans until recently, but regardless, I don't think it was based on that. Regardless, though, they attacked her and other feminists like Arnita Sarkeesian during that time because they were part of a marginalized group and they were stepping out of line, which made them easy targets. And now, today, she is? Yeah, somebody told me that recently, and I didn't believe them. I don't know why, but I just had seen so much content dunking on Brianna Wu when I was a chud, and none of it ever mentioned that she was trans, so I was just like, huh, I didn't know that. Regardless, though, a lot of the attacks that these figures face is because of their identity. I didn't see a lot of the stuff attacking her. I told you that? Yeah, I didn't believe it when you told me, Balth. I didn't see much stuff back then attacking Brianna Wu for being a trans woman. However, she got a lot of attacks based on her being, on the assumption she was a cis woman, because people thought she was a cis woman, and people made sexist remarks towards her as though she was. And so, basically, if you are a marginalized person online, you step out of line on any of these issues and you get the spotlight on you, you are going to be just a massive victim of abuse. The amount of shit you're going to get is going to be like a tidal wave. None of you or I are able to comprehend the amount of shit that Keffals has gotten. Something that I've realized after making content is that it's really, really, really impossible to empathize with large content creators with their individual struggle when it comes to like getting dogpiled on the internet. Everybody online who's like a prominent figure gets dogpiled, but everybody's experience with it and the way they handle it mentally is different. And you can't make direct comparisons every single time. So I'm not going to say that I even know what it's like for Keffals to deal with this level of harassment, because I don't. But this behavior is common. This is what cancel culture looks like, by the way. This is what actual cancel culture looks like. Very good point, Nasdaq. Anyway, I should stop talking. I'm rambling at this point. I'm going to let Keffals take the mic here. 9 out of 10 times I told Xanderhall something, he brings up or mentions that he was told. Yeah. Listen, Balth, I know you're like one of my only 3 friends. Don't rub it in.
On the night that I left my home after going public about being swatted on August 5th, the hotel I was staying at got doxxed. I decided to tell my supporters that I was safe by posting a photo of my fiance's cat on our hotel bed in my Discord server. The people who have been harassing me spent hours cross-referencing the bed sheets with other local hotels until they found a match. In the morning afterwards, 5 different pizza companies sent pizzas to my hotel room under my dead name. Obviously, it isn't the pizzas that are the problem, but it's the threat that they make, that they know where I live and are willing to act on it in the real world. My fiance and I promptly checked out, and we are now living at an undisclosed location. I did not want to give my stalkers the satisfaction of knowing I was sent those pizzas, so I never brought it up publicly. Despite that, one of the managers of one of the pizza companies, having recognized my name from all of the local media coverage, decided to call into London Police Service. I got a call on August 14th from the Hate Crime Division of London Police Service. They are now investigating what happened as criminal harassment and are attempting to trace the IP address of whoever sent those pizzas.
Oh, shit! So one of the thoughts that I had after I did my segment about Keffals getting swatted, that I didn't remember to bring up on stream, that I was like, fuck, I wish I'd said this. I'm going to bring it up now. The person who swatted Keffals most definitely thought in their mind that this was a game. They definitely didn't think there were going to be any consequences, that they were going to be investigated, or they could possibly be held responsible. They might have thought there was a risk, but they definitely wouldn't have done it if they thought the risk was high. Considering how much attention this has gotten, the literal national headlines, the continued support, and now the investigation, whoever did the initial swatting, and frankly, the dumb little pieces of shit who engage in the little pizza sending are probably scared as fuck right now. Hard disagree? Nah, they're definitely scared. They're definitely scared. Guaranteed. I don't think I think the people who started this, I don't think they knew that it was going to go this far and that they could be held responsible. A lot of swatters are like young 13, 14-year-olds who think it's a game. They feel invincible. They think that like typing *69 or whatever into the fucking phone will work, or using a VPN will while making the call will work. We'll see. The swatter used Proton, a encrypted email service. He knew. So that is true. However, there are ways to still get through even encryptions and whatnot. I'm not saying this person will be caught, but they're probably worried. I'd be surprised if they weren't. But dear Lord, I don't ever want to get big because of this stuff. Yeah, this is a very unfortunate situation to get as much attention as Keffals has from this. I really hope that she, capitalizes off of this attention as much as possible. There is absolutely nothing in the world wrong with her using this situation and the attention she's getting to grow her career. Something bad's been done to her. The least that can happen is that she uses like the amount of attention she's getting from it to grow her own online presence. There's nothing wrong with that. The swatter used a cryptid. He sent a chupacabra. Ah, yes, you are... True. That might have been what they meant. Thank you.
This is part of the same multi-jurisdictional investigation between London Police Service, Toronto Police Service, and Durham Regional Police Service to track down the person who stole my identity and used it to weaponize the emergency response team of the London Police Service to terrify me at best and kill me at worst. On July 31st, I received a call from Sergeant Nathan Gibson of Toronto Police Service, who informed me that there had been an attempt to swat me in Toronto. On a stalking and harassment forum known as Kiwi Farms, the users had narrowed down my address to one in London, Ontario, and one in Toronto, Ontario. The police sent SWAT teams to the addresses in both of those cities, including my home, because emails in my name were sent to local politicians making threats of committing mass violence. I've since talked to the elderly Italian man who shares my last name and lived at the address that got swatted in Toronto. He had nothing to do with this. And innocent people are being hurt in an attempt to hurt me. This needs to stop. The common denominator between me getting swatted, the pizza pranks, and the elderly man in Toronto getting swatted is that users of the website kiwifarms.com had doxed me and publicly posted the address of my hotel room, the house that I used to live at, as well as the address of the elderly man in their attempt to find my address. I have been the target of an intense harassment campaign now for several months. I have had friends doxed, I have had family doxed, I have had people even loosely associated with me doxed. But over the last month, things have been escalating. On August 1st, my graphic artist who lives in Austin, Texas, was also the victim of a swatting attempt. Because of all of the connections between...
I should mention, by the way, this entire situation has essentially made Keffals radioactive. Anybody who is a left-wing large content creator that voices any support for Keffals is most certainly putting themselves in the line of fire for the same people that are going after her. There's a reason why they're going after her, like her editor and stuff like that. These types of people do go after family members. They attempt to dox and swat family members, ruin their lives. They will try to destroy the lives of the person they dislike and anybody in their vicinity. Now, I'm already in the same line of sight as these people, so I've got nothing to worry about. But this will, like, a big part of this is that people will be afraid to, like, speak out in favor of Keffals because the same people that are doing this to her have a high likelihood of doing it to them as well.
This. It is all part of the same investigation, and the police are now monitoring my thread on Kiwi Farms very closely. Kiwi Farms is an online community of stalkers that torment and harass their victims so intensely, it led London, Ontario resident Julie Terryberry to take her own life on June 29th, 2016. I have already identified one London, Ontario resident who regularly posts about me in my thread on that website, and I am scared that things are going to escalate into future violence against me.
True, SWATTERS is based, nuke the planet.
I know there are more people who live in my city who post in that thread, and are trying to hurt me. For my own safety, I am now...
Listen, Posadas John, I've been Posadas pilled by Fallout, okay? I played through Metal Gear Solid 5, and I was like, ooh, Posadism is cringe. And then I played through Fallout, and now I like aliens and nukes.
Living in Airbnbs. I'm having them rented out by a third party, and I am using a VPN to make it so no one can trace my IP address. I'm also using a green screen, so no one can match the furniture in the background to local listings and dox me again. I have a...
Yeah, oh, that fucking sucks. Ah. I really, so, I'm gonna give a little bit of advice when it comes to, like, if you stream, if you're at, like, any risk of this kind of stuff and you stream from a hotel, yes, they can look at hotel rooms in the area that you're in, if they know the area that you're in, and see it. They can even look at listings for Airbnbs if you're staying in one. Or even how old rental or house listings and, like, look at, like, the shape and color of the walls and stuff and even narrow down that. I've heard of streamers getting swatted that way. That's why, you know, none of the furniture in this room is original to the room and stuff like that. Like, I don't really show off much of where I am, so it's pretty difficult to find out where I'm at. But yeah, it's unfortunate, but, like, people online are fucking cyber sleuths and degenerates. They don't really have much going on in their real lives, and you better believe if they've got nothing better to do, they're gonna do this. She needs the Tim Pool bunker. Listen, okay? If I ever make Hassan levels of money, I'm going to build a big streamer compound, okay? It would be like a mix between an apartment complex, an office building, and like a streamer house. And it would be sort of like the format of a content house, but everybody has their own individual apartment. All of my, like, content creator friends have their own individual apartment, so they have their own living space, their own amenities, washer, dryer, everything all separate. Nobody has to live together, but everybody is next door to each other so that getting together to make content is easier. And, of course, you build a Fallout shelter bunker underneath it just like our boy Tim Pool has. That's literally what Tim Pool has. He has like a compound with a bunker underneath. And what I'm describing is not far from exactly what Tim Pool has going on. Yeah, more like a content tower, yes. It will reach the heavens. Cut all of that out, Cherry. I'm sorry. I had an ADHD moment.
Essentially had to go into hiding for my own safety. I've invested in a portable streaming setup.
Wait, actually, don't cut that out. I said that for a reason. Keffals is invited. Keffals is invited to live in the future if Xander Hall ever makes Hassan levels of money streamer compound. She's invited, okay? And you better believe it'll be in Seattle, so swatting won't be an issue.
So I can put all of my gear into a couple bags
The Zunker!
and take them with me anywhere I need to go and continue streaming. This way, I can keep myself safe, and I do not have to give up on my career aspirations. I do not want to live with the constant fear of being located and having threats escalate against me, putting my life at risk, as well as the lives of people I care about. Using the money that was generously donated to me through GoFundMe, I am able to keep myself safe until I secure a new place to live. I cannot thank you all enough for giving me this opportunity that so many other people did not have. I have already hired a lawyer, I am consulting with another lawyer, and we are going over the possible legal routes that I can take in order to seek justice for myself. While there has been a lot of speculation on what I plan to do and who I plan to take legal action against, this is not something that I can say right now. When the time is right, I will go public. Until then, I am keeping the GoFundMe up, but any donations towards it from this point forward will be strictly towards the legal fund. Anyone who wants to donate to it can do so, and you will be given updates as legal actions progress. Seeking justice for myself and others will be a massive, lengthy, and costly undertaking. We need a war chest if we want to see future plans materialize. I have had a lot of people reach out asking how they can donate since the recent press coverage came out. If you wish to do that and have the money go directly to me instead of towards the legal fund, I have a Patreon that I use to pay the team that has helped me keep myself safe for months, and I would deeply appreciate it. Police Chief Williams of London Police Service has personally called me and apologized for the conduct of London Police Service during the swatting incident on August 5th. My threat on Kiwi Farms is now being actively monitored by the police, and he has vowed to catch the swatter. I have been asked by multiple journalists from local and national media outlets how I feel about the response of Police Chief Williams on August 11th. I told him that I would not be willing to accept his apology unless he and London Police Service are willing to work with me to the best of their ability in order to catch the swatter and also the people who provided all of the information that the swatter needed in order to mobilize the emergency response team of the London Police Service in an attempt to harm me. The Chief of Police said in a statement that what I went through was shocking and traumatic, and I appreciate that he acknowledged that. While I'm still deeply upset at the conduct of some London Police Service officers, as well as the incidences of dead naming and misgendering, I do not wish to be antagonistic towards them if they are willing to show in a good faith effort that they will help bring the criminals to justice who not only swatted me, but provided all of the information needed to do so. I do not.
This is probably smart. It'd be very difficult to try to hold the officers accountable that were repeatedly dead naming her and everything when she got arrested. If she's also trying to have the same police department investigate the people that are swatting her. The fact that an online content creator in the first place has gotten enough attention on them to make the police care this much to investigate a swatter or a doxxer even is really, really impressive on its own. It's just that, like, there's like streamers and content creators who've been turned down by the FBI when it comes to investigating swatting and doxing stuff. You know, it's really hard to even get a little bit of proactivity from law enforcement on this kind of stuff. Funnily enough, Keemstar of all people is also on our side, so rare W. Yeah, most of the people who are like shitting on Keffals and all of this either have political motivations against against her, or have like very personal grudges against her. That's been the pretty consistent through line I've noticed myself.
Not believe I would have gotten my possessions back in a few days had I not gone to the media. The lawyer who represented me while I was in custody told me that getting my possessions back was a process that could have taken months. I also do not believe I would have received an apology from the police chief had it not been for all of the media coverage surrounding this incident. However, because London Police Service seems to be taking the threats against my life seriously, I am willing to work with them to the best of my ability. The response to what happened to me has been overwhelming. There's been a tremendous outpouring of support, and news of what happened to me went international. Despite how much I've gone through, seeing all of that support made me feel significantly less alone during one of the most stressful periods in my entire life. I just want you all to know that I never plan to back down. I am never going to go away. I am going to continue fighting. Like I said in an interview with Global News, if they really want to stop me, the next time, they better manipulate the police into pulling the trigger, because I am going nowhere. If you are a journalist or a legal professional and interested in more details, I have left a press kit in the description that has a lot of invaluable information regarding this incident. We need as many people as possible to see this story, because it is the only way to seek justice for myself, as well as the countless others who do not have a platform to fight back with. Kiwi Farms is operated with impunity because they are relatively unknown outside of the internet. We need as many people as possible to know who they are if we plan to fight back against them. That's why I need every single person who has watched this video to share the video and to spread the word. We can only fight back if we make this both a
That's what I'm doing.
national and an international discussion. This is the only way that you can help me, as well as honor people like Julie Terryberry, Chloe Segal, and David Kirk Ginder, who took their own lives because of the harassment from this heinous website. Because I know the owner of Kiwi Farms is going to watch this video, I have a couple of words for Joshua Moon. Joshua, you are complicit in making multiple people commit suicide. You have made enemies everywhere. The legacy you are going to leave behind in this world is one of creating and operating a platform that for nearly a decade has tormented countless people. One day, you are going to get sloppy, and your entire life is going to collapse like a house of cards. And when that day comes, no one will be there to help you.
Doesn't the guy who run Kiwi Farms live in like Russia or something? Isn't he like pulling a Julian Assange or something? I'm not 100% sure, but I thought I heard something like that. Christ. Australia? Ah. Well, probably not fleeing the country then, if it's Australia. I cannot imagine having to deal with this level of stress. Oh, God. I would legitimately just feel like sleeping all day. You know? Like the second I'd get home from the police department, I'd be like, I'm gonna sleep for 2 days. You know? I wouldn't even be able to function with this much stress. I don't even know how she did it. Seriously, go, watch the video, go send support, go follow Keffals on Twitter. The legal fund, of course, is, I believe, in her pinned tweets, and we also, if you go back and watch my original video, we dropped support for that as well, and we donated to that. It's really hard to make people that are not themselves content creators understand what it's like to have a bunch of people who don't even know who you are, and you don't even know who they are, hate you for seemingly no reason. Because, to be very clear, when you go and you look at 99% of hate comments that about you as a content creator, it's all wrong. Like, you know it's wrong. Like, it's all usually like people's guesses about your personal life and stuff like that, or weird armchair psychology about you, and you know it's wrong, but the fact that so many people believe it doesn't really change anything, right? It's a really hard thing to make people who haven't gone through it themselves understand what it's like, but when you compound that with like the swatting and the continued doxing and all of that, it becomes even worse. Anyway, you guys know what to do if you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. No matter who you are or how you supported me, I really do appreciate it. Have a good one.